Ladies and gentlemen, hello. I'm Garth Spears. This is video part 3A, How Charisma Depends on Context. There'll be 3 videos on this topic and they'll last 6 or 7 minutes each. On the last video, remember, we looked at how charisma depends on language. And that was all about words and the structures of words. And awareness was about listening and positive affirmations. And being able to change our words and get our point across was about flexibility. That came down to freedom and control. Now we come to the contextual level of information, and that means we'll focus on this level here and start with the very first box, how we express ourselves at the level of context. First of all, what do I mean by context? So I'll squeeze a bit of space here. Context has embedded information in it, and it refers to the physical and social environment that we're in. It's all around us. It's all around us like water is all around fish. Context can be positive or neutral, or they can be even negative, like this shark. However, context is very fluid. Sometimes we make it negative because of the way we interpret things. We project our own fears onto the context. For example, did you know that bees are more dangerous than sharks? Yeah, bees kill more people than sharks, about twice the number. However, if you're a clever fish, like Nemo, have you seen that film? Finding Nemo, great film. If you're a clever fish like he is, you can use the water to carry you far and wide and have great adventures. And that's what charisma training does. It helps us learn how to use the context to our advantage and not let it limit us. And that means we have to distinguish between a truly negative context and one that we ourselves create. So let's get into it. Squeeze out a bit more space here. That's a bit better. Right, the main elements of this level are protocols, channels, and status. There's a couple more, but they're the main ones. So with charisma training, you're able to express yourself at the level of context in terms of how you make use of protocols, how you make use of channels, and how you make use of status to enhance the impact you have on others. Let's start with protocols. What does protocols mean? They are accepted or established rules of behavior or codes of conduct. Protocols are attitudes, they're expectations and standards and etiquette of how to behave in particular situation. This photo really sums it up. It shows the protocols that Princess Diana had to adhere to when she got married to Prince Charles. So even though it was her big day, the rituals and etiquette of the royal protocol meant that she had to come second to the Queen and had to make a huge curtsy to the Queen. There she is, down in the foreground there, huge curtsy. Protocols are often unwritten, there are often limitations on what we should do, and they prescribe all sorts of things. They prescribe our behavior, our standards, our relationships, who we respect, what we should wear, what we should eat, how we talk, what is okay to talk about, even to whom you talk, and when. I mean, protocols govern so much of our life. Even pirates had protocols. Yeah, these were called articles, and they were written down and signed by the crew. We need protocols to keep society together, even if it's just pirate society. However, there is a downside. There's a cost to breaking them. You pay a big price for breaking protocols. Pirates would be forced to walk the plank, or they might be marooned like poor old Johnny Depp there, or like the whistleblower. Did you see that film? A true story about American cop working in Bosnia who tried to lift the lid on corruption and sex scandals in the UN. She put her life on the line because she broke the protocols that say don't snitch on your mates, brush the dirt under the carpet, rules like that. However, there is a problem, because the truly transformational leader does break with established traditions and protocols, especially when they're dysfunctional. What made Martin Luther King so great was his willingness to trample on protocols that supported segregation and injustice, and stand up for equality and freedom. Well, as we know, he paid with his life. In business, the price is not so high, but if you're clumsy, you might pay by being fired. And if you're clever, you might get promoted. Here's a boss shouting at a subordinate. Bullying is built up on protocols such as you don't talk back to the boss. So if you want to change this, you have to limit the risk by strategic thinking about the culture, which is itself built on these protocols. So we'll deal extensively with this on other videos on the website. Here's a business meeting. What are the protocols here, I wonder? For example, what would happen if you'd disagreed, or suggested a creative way of doing things, or made comments about how to improve the meeting, or got up out of your chair and took the pen and started to scribble down your ideas? While it is true that going against protocols is what makes people stand out, this is the hallmark of leadership after all. Nevertheless, you have to minimize the risk by thinking strategically and then having the skills that you develop through charisma to intervene in a wise and strategic way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough for this video. We've covered protocols. We have yet to cover channels and status, which is coming in the next video, part 3B. Then after that, we'll move on to awareness and flexibility. So thank you for watching and listening. Talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.